I guess you could say that, yes.
Which means kind of a Rockefeller, Chase Manhattan Republican?
I never thought of it in those terms.
How do you define it? Are you a Bush Republican?
No, I think I'm really, the people that I do best with are the people that drive the taxis. You know, wealthy people don't like me because I'm competing against them all the time, and they don't like me, and I like to win. The fact is, I go down the streets of New York, and the people that really like me are the taxi drivers and the workers, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I really get
great response. Why are you a Republican?
I have no idea.
1988, that was the summer of 1988, the Republican National Convention. That was Larry King interviewing Donald Trump. And joining me now is the host of Ora TV's Larry King Now and Politicking, the one, the only Larry King. Native New Yorker, welcome home.
Well,
welcome back to your...
I was young there.
Yeah, well, and I think people look at Donald Trump, he looks different, but he sounds the same.
Sounds the same. Hair would look nicer then, I think. But Donald looked very young, too.
So that was him that was the 88 convention. They nominated George Bush Sr. For president. A couple things when I look back at that jump out at me. First of all, you're asking him, what kind of Republican are you? And it sounds like he didn't really fit in with the party back then, and he still doesn't really fit in today.
I think that was an honest answer he gave then. You know, is he an East Coast Republican? As I know him, and I know him forever, I would call him an East Coast Republican. I thought when I asked the question, I thought he would say he's in the Rockefeller kind of Republican, which is sort of socially liberal and economically conservative and probably be gung-ho in the military. But Donald he's Donald, and he's the story. He is the #1 story in this campaign. Bernie Sanders is the #2 story. Two outcasts, two guys coming from left and right field, coming at you. The betting is Trump might be favored to get the nomination. Bernie probably won't. But they will go down as forces forever. They were major forces.
Do you recognize, I mean, you have interviewed Trump so many times, you've seen him through the years. This guy running for president right now with the comments about immigration, the comments about banning Muslims. Also, he's very conservative on social issues now. Do you recognize this guy?
Partial. You know, I know him personally, so I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago. And
how did he sound?
He said, we're on an unbelievable ride. And he is. I think he's riding a crest. It's almost like he's caught a wave, right? Mm-hmm. And the wave is expanding, and it's off Hawaii, and it's still going toward Maui. And he said he's going to make a right turn, and he can't get off the wave. So he's on this conservative jag, which is more conservative, right wing, and he's leading in the polls, and he keeps leading. He's got a new campaign manager now. He's leveling off things a little. He's probably going to play it a little safer. But you never know with Donald when he gets up. Like he's going to talk in Rome, right? No one knows what he's going to say.
How was he as a TV guest? Because he is the character of Donald Trump is a creation of the media. When he was on your show, what was it like to have him on your show?
It always was a pleasure. Because one, he always got good ratings. People liked seeing Donald Trump. He was extraordinary in his manner, and he always had opinions, and he was gregarious, and he came in, and he always said, how are we doing? How were my ratings last week, and how are we doing? But I enjoy his company. When I had some surgery in New York years ago, he took me out to dinner the night before. He took my wife out to dinner when we were here in New York, and he's always been I regard him as a good friend. I stay politically in the middle, and I stay removed. I don't announce who I'm going to vote for. I know Hillary Clinton as long as I know Donald. I know Bernie Sanders. I don't know Cruz. I know John Kasich. When he was in Congress, I had him on forever. But I've never seen a race like this. I mean, I started Perot. So I know what that was like.
So Perot, 1992, comes on your show and says, look, the volunteers put me on the ballot, I'm running. And this was the first campaign in the modern era. His campaign was a television campaign.
It was.
And that's what Trump is, too. There's no field organization, there's no ads, it's a television campaign.
Correct. And how do you explain it? I can't explain it. It is what it's modern media, except it's modern media exploding. It's almost cartoonish in a sense. It's like, and it all happened so quickly. I saw Donald at Craig's restaurant in Los Angeles before all of this started. And I sat down with him and he said, I think I'm going to run. And I said, you know, I've had you on in the past 6 different times in which you said you were going to run and you never ran.
Right.
And he said, I think I'm going to really run. I said, you really? He says, I think I'm going to do it. And then I went back to the people I was sitting with, and I said, he says he's going to run. They goes, nah,
No, not gonna
he's
happen.
not going to run. He's going to say he's going to run. And then I think he got caught up in the swell. It was almost like, well, okay, I'm in the ring, you know, see how it goes. and now I think he wants to.
So you think he didn't even expect this at the beginning, that it was going
I-
to take off like this?
No, how could he have expected it?
Yeah.
He would have to be shocked, especially with that 18 guys running. You got Jeb Bush, that famous name, and you got people in the Senate and everything. And everyone disappointed.
Does he sound, you say you talked to him a couple weeks ago, does he sound confident? Does he sound...
He's always confident.
Does he sound like he might be, any signs of fatigue, of being tired at all by it? No?
None of that. I think he revels in this. I think Donald revs up and revels in it. He's enjoying every minute. I think Bernie Sanders is enjoying every minute. I'm sure he's shocked. I mean, I know Bernie a long time.
People marvel at both of their energy. Sanders being 75 years old right now. Donald Trump, he sleeps, it seems like 2-3 hours a night. And there they are. You get him on 6:30 in the morning on Morning Joe. You get him at 10 o'clock at night. And there is energy there, whatever you think of him.
Remember the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance
Sure.
Kid? All right. At the end of that movie, they're on a trail. They're trying to get away. And every morning they wake up, the posse is following them. And he keeps saying, who are those guys? Where are they? Who are those guys? I would bet that Hillary and Cruz and Kasich are all saying, what are they going to do today? Who are they? Who are they? It's an unbelievable year. It's fun watching
The
it.
most dangerous force in politics is an unpredictable force, I guess. Quick final question. Trump, when you have him on the show, the minute the camera goes off, is it a different guy or is it the same guy?
Same guy.
Exact same.
Oh, yeah. How did I do? Was I good? I know I was good. You know, tell him I was good. His wife's great, too.
Yeah.
She's a great lady, has great kids. There's a lot to be said for Donald Trump. Yeah, there's a lot, you know. He's a good guy. He is really a good guy. He's not a racist.
Yeah.
He's not. He plays to that crowd.
But he doesn't talk that way.
No.
Interesting.
Not at all.
Interesting. He's a showman, too. We can tell that. Larry King, television.